My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Drag Me to Hell. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But if I'm being honest, I did not like this movie the first time I watched it. I just wasn't able to get on the movie's wavelength, but on a rewatch, I did like it a tiny bit more. Still not good, but I didn't mind it. So last night I watched it for the third time and it finally clicked for me. I was able to get on this movie's wavelength and I kind of love it now. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Alison Lohman does a really great job. I like how sympathetic her character is, and she really sells you on the feel and the sadness that she's experiencing. And I just thought she carried this movie incredibly well. But then we've got Justin Long as her boyfriend, who does a really good job. He just fits the personality of this character perfectly. And then we've got Lorna Ravel, who plays the old woman, and she's actually my favorite performance here because she's sympathetic, but she's also mean and nasty, and she's also funny and campy at times, and she's barely in the movie, but she leaves a huge impression. And then we've got Dilip Rio, who is the exposition guy, but he also brings dramatic weight to the exposition. And David Paymore does a pretty decent job, even though his voice did remind me of Alan Alda. And Reggie Lee is great as Stu. I love how cocky and how arrogant this character is, only to come across as completely pathetic by the end of this movie. It's just a very entertaining performance. So, the cast is fantastic, and I just love the story being told. I love how it's a movie about how being cold hearted can be necessary, but it's still not right. It still lacks humanity. And I like how it's about what people are willing to do to get ahead in life. So, like, despite you not always agreeing with the actions of the characters, you understand them. It's a very well written movie, and at the end of the day, it's a tragic story. Like, you've got this character, Christine, who grew up with an eating disorder. She feels unworthy in her relationship. She's disrespected at work. And she has a chance to finally come up on top in life. All she has to do is prove that she can be ruthless. And she does it. And her boss is very impressed with her, only for her life to come crashing down. She starts getting tormented, things are happening to her body, it seems like she's going insane, and it is just a tough, difficult watch. Like, this movie is so psychologically effective because you're just watching this girl's life crumble. There's a scene where she wants to meet her boyfriend's family. And she's actually doing a really good job until she completely loses her mind, and it's just a difficult watch. There's also a scene where she's about to give her boss a bunch of important files, but then she gets this terrible nosebleed, and yes, it's gross and nasty, but it's also funny, but it's also unnerving. And this entire movie is just unnerving because this girl really is going through it all. And at the end of the movie, she beats the course. She gives it to the gypsy. She's about to get that promotion. Her boyfriend is about to propose. She's going on vacation. Everything is looking up. And then her boyfriend is like, by the way, you left your button in my car the other day. And every time I watch this movie, my stomach just sinks at that reveal. Like, this ending is so mean spirited. It is an absolute gut punch, and it's just horrific. Like, the idea of hell, eternal suffering, is just so disturbing and unnerving. And to watch her physically get dragged to hell, holy shit, it's just a bleak fucking ending. Like, what's weird about this movie is it's a feel bad movie, but it's also really funny and campy at the same time. Like, that goat scene is hilarious, and I do laugh throughout so much of this movie just due to how over the top it is. This movie is filled with bodily fluids. Like, there is so much puking going on here, and it's actually really gross and nasty. The movie can also be very tense, and there are some fun jump scares. So Sam Raimi does a really great job directing this movie. There are some great inventive and dynamic camera work throughout. There is some stylish editing, and the movie is incredibly well paced. The sound design and mixing is top notch. And the CGI is a bit of a mixed bag because some scenes I don't mind it. But there's a couple scenes where I really wish they went practical. Like, it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the movie, but there are some moments that could look so much better. But that said, I still have so much fun with this movie. It's so weird and so out there, and it could have felt cliche, but it never does. It really does have its own identity, and I love how psychologically disturbing this movie is. I love how unnerving it is. I love how bleak it is. Like, once again, the ending is just a real mean gut punch, and it's just a really tragic story. The cast does great. Sam Raimi directs this movie incredibly well. It is really fantastic. So I'm giving Drag Me to Hell an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Drag Me to Hell? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.